Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 30 June 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel homepage, click on the tab posts. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available, but you need to start your training from lesson 1.1 that is available at the bottom of the page. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. The training instructions are available at our Telegram channel. So you go to the, I provided the link to the Telegram channel in this video description. So go to the video description, join at our Telegram channel. In the old messages or in the pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions and learn the course according to those training instructions. Then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. Okay, first I am going to generate daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones for your HLQ zone strategy land in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, first daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones. So we don't have any daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, I'm going back. For daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Let us verify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Kotak Bank is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got 1 daily high liquidity supply zone from this list. Okay, I'm going back, changing the time frame to 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone, we got 10 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. ITC is a piercer zone, so it is not a valid zone for HLQ zone strategy. Next, PEGL is having a daily, 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Next, REC Limited is having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We got 2 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. NIFTY Next 50 is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone, and also it is also having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Because the zone is having both zones as high liquidity zones, either side you may get trade opportunities, even though it is stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone. Next, Bank of Baroda is also having 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. So that's it. We identified 2 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about HLQ zone identification from daily and 75 minutes stocks near demand and supply zones. Next, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is Nifty monthly supply demand zone chain report. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and also look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. One time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You are aware of those concepts. Please apply the same rules to the remaining supply demand zone chain reports, and also don't forget to pause the video when we are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So this is the Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, we will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Nifty Bank is nothing but Bank Nifty, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Okay, this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. We have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next, I will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Starting with monthly income trade reports, entry time frame should be daily. Entry zone should be demand zone for sideways long trade setup. Bullish or bearish or sideways long trade setup at entry time frame daily. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement should always be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score should be 11 for sideways, 12 for bullish or bearish. Because this is sideways, I selected 11. And third filter, pierced zones, I am not filtering for daily time frame, because if anybody wants to use pierced zone strategies as you learned in lesson 28, you can apply those strategies. That's why daily I am not generating daily entry time frame, but next income trade onwards we will filter even pierced zones, that is 75 minutes time frame onwards. Okay, I am generating the report, sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame is daily. Entry zones are daily demand zones. So total we got 7 stocks, sideways long trade setup. See, some of these zones are already tested. They got good results. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup. The changes are daily supply zone and one more sideways short. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Okay, next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes are daily demand zone and also here bullish. And the minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. We got 17 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So total we got 17 daily demand zones. Bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Out of these 17, we can further filter based on different zone confluence strategies and later EMA confluence strategies to find high liquidity or high probability, not high liquidity, high probability trade setup supported zones. So I'm going back. First filter is a LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I enabled the filter and applying all these into the 17 stocks. We got 13 stocks. In all these 13 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. That means daily demand zones are part of the weekly demand zone. Because daily zone is overlapped with weekly, the assumption is daily zone might be having strong institutional order flow. And also weekly trend is uptrend. Daily is part of weekly and weekly trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Now we got 9 stocks. In all these 9 stocks, weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA. In that weekly demand zones, these daily demand zones are overlapped. That way, these daily demand zones might be having more strong institutional order flows. That's why we may say these stocks might be having high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. That's why lesson 20 checklist is very, very important. After applying checklist, and then only you should plan your trades. Please don't forget that point. Okay, this is based on LTF and ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and also HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First filter is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence and weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. All 3 zones overlap, daily, weekly and monthly demand zones. So we got 5 stocks. In all these 5 stocks, daily zones are overlapped with weekly, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. That means daily zone is part of the monthly zone along with weekly zone. And also monthly trend is up in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA. So in the EMA confluence at monthly, I am checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA because monthly trend is up in all the stocks. So these 2 stocks are having these 2 daily demand zones overlapped with weekly and also monthly. That monthly zones are having monthly EMA confluence and also monthly trend is uptrend. So this is the reason why these 2 zones might be having even more stronger institutional order flows. They might be having strong or higher success rate, provide lesson 20 concepts are satisfied. Lesson 20 checklist items. Okay, this is a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Similarly, we will generate bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. Here bullish or bearish at daily, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhances score 12. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 3 daily supply zones, how many might be having more higher success rate? That we will filter based on zone confluence, supply zone confluence this time. So daily and weekly supply zone confluence filter is enabled. We got all 3 stocks, and ITF trend is a downtrend. So we can further filter based on EMA confluence. So because daily is overlapped with weekly, we are checking weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. Out of 3, 2 are filtered. So that way these 2 daily supply zones might be having more strong institutional order flows. Provide lesson 20 concepts are satisfied. Lesson 20 checklist items. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, even HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. Daily and weekly, daily and monthly, and also weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone, both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. Sideways trend, we don't look for monthly EMA confluence. So this is about a bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, this is about monthly income trade reports. Next we will generate weekly income trade reports. Weekly income trade entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 75 minutes. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 11 for sideways. And third filter we are adding pierced count. So this is the parameter pierced count. In pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? Because this pierced zone will be applied to 75 minutes demand zone. So 75 minutes demand zone won't be pierced. Anyway, all filters will be applied to whatever you have selected here. Because I selected 75 minutes demand zone, all 3 filters are applied. After applying the filters, we got 4 stocks. That means sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade, we got 4 stocks. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. See, some of these zones are already tested. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes supply zone, and here sideways short trade setup. Now no changes in the filters. All filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks. So this is a sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. So this is already tested. Okay, next we will look into bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and also minimum order enhancer score should be 12. Let's filter. We got 19 stocks. So first 18 stocks in the list. In all the stocks, entry time frame zone is 75 minutes demand zones. Scrolling the list down. So total 19 stocks are filtered. Out of these 19, let us further filter based on the zone confluence. The demand zone confluence, first filter is 75 and daily demand zone confluence. After applying this filter, we got 12 stocks. In all these 12 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. And also daily trend, ITF trend is uptrend in all the stocks. We can further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. Let's filter. Daily demand zone with daily EMA. Now list is come down to 8 stocks. So these 8 75 minutes demand zones might be having strong institutional order flows to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. Okay, this is based on LTF and ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Going back, removing EMA filter, it is ITF specific. Now we should focus on HTF. Here in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. This is the first one. Next 75 and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we got 7 stocks. In all the 7 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones, all these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone, both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in all the stocks except third one. So let us ignore the third. In the remaining stocks, if weekly demand zone having weekly EMA, in that case, the overlapped daily demand zones might be having, overlapped 75 minutes demand zones might be having stronger institutional order flows to get success. Let's verify the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, because 75 minutes and daily together overlapped with weekly demand zone. So we are checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. We want only uptrend related weekly trend stocks because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. That way, these 3 75 minutes demand zones might be having strong institutional order flows to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. So this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Okay, next bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone supply zone bullish or bearish. At 75 minutes I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12, and also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. These 5 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. So total we got 5 stocks. Out of these 5, let us further filter to check how many of these stocks zones are having, supply zones are having strong institutional order flows. For that first filter, I am checking 75 and daily supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence parameter, I'm setting the filter daily 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. By applying this filter, we got all 5 stocks. That means in all these 5 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zones. And daily trend is a downtrend in all the stocks. So let's further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA. In that case, the overlapped 75-minute supply zone might be having strong institutional order flows. So let's verify in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, because entry time frame 75-minute supply zone is overlapped with the daily supply zone. So we are checking daily supply zone having daily EMA. Anyway, daily trend is downtrend in all the stocks. We got only one stock. So this 75-minute supply zone might be having strong institutional order flow to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise zone might be violated. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Remove EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. HTF trend, weekly trend is down in only one stock. Let us verify if this weekly supply zone having weekly EMA. In that case, this 75-minute supply zone might be having strong institutional order flows. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at monthly time frame, sorry, not monthly, weekly, because weekly is HTF. 75 LTF, daily ITF, weekly HTF. So we are checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA or not. We are checking at the same time trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be only downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So that one stock is filtered. That way, this 75-minute supply zone might be having strong institutional order flow to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zone might be violated. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, we will generate daily income trade reports. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Daily income trade. Entries on demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhances score 11 for sideways. And also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got one stock. This is sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zone is 15 minutes demand zone. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. Daily income trade, the changes are 15 minutes supply zone and one more change here, sideways short. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. Okay, next bullish trade setup for daily income trade. The changes are 15 minutes demand zone and here bullish and also minimum odd enhances score 12. So with these changes, we got 14 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 14 stocks, let's further verify high probability trade setup supported zones. So first one is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter on the 13 stocks. We got 8 stocks. In these 8 stocks, 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And also 75 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks, ITF trend. Let's further filter based on EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence, at 75 minutes time frame, I'm checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA or not. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. That way, these 4 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones will be violated. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing ITF filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily. 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone, both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is up in all the 3 stocks, so we can further filter if any of these stocks daily demand zones having daily EMA confluence. Let's verify. Checking daily demand zone having daily EMA. One stock is filtered. That way, this 15 minutes demand zone might be having even more strong institutional order flows might be having. Provide less than 20 concepts are satisfied, otherwise zone might be violated. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes, but entry zone should be supply zone for bearish trade setup. And also here bullish or bearish at 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 1 stock. So this 1 stock is supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Let's check its probability to get success. So zone confluence, first one, supply zone confluence. So I'm checking 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence is there or not. So it is having, this supply zone is overlapped with 75 and 75 minutes trend is down. Let's further verify if any 75 minutes supply zone having daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA. The stock is not having. Okay, fine. Now let's verify it is having a HTF confluence or not. Removing EMA. HTF confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily. 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence with all the 3 zones. So it is not having HTF confluence. Okay, fine. This is based on this is a bearish trade setup for daily income trade. So we have completed daily income trade reports. Next, we will generate hourly income trade reports. For hourly income trade, entry time frame is 5 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. At 5 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum odd enhancer score 11 for sideways and 15 minutes. Sorry, here it should be 5 minutes demand zone. Hourly income trade entry time frame 5 minutes. So 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. Sideways long trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. All these are all 5 minutes demand zones. So this one is already tested. This one is also tested. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. The changes are 5 minutes supply zone. And here sideways short, let's filter. One stock is filtered. This is the 5 minutes supply zone. Okay, next bullish trade setup. The changes are 5 minutes demand zone. Here bullish and also minimum odd enhancer score 12. Let's filter. We got 18 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So totally 18 stocks are filtered. Okay, out of these 18, we can further filter based on zone confluence. First filter is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. We got 14 stocks. In all these 14 stocks, a 15 minutes trend is uptrend. We can further filter if any 15 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So 2 stocks are filtered. That way these two 5 minutes demand zones might be having better order flows. So this one is already tested 5 times. Okay, next we will look into 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we got 7 stocks. In these 7 stocks, all these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is uptrend except in 2 stocks, 4th one and 6th one. Remaining all uptrend. So let's verify if 75 minutes supply zone having the daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So none of the stocks are having EMA confluence. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next we will look into bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. At 5 minutes I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 12 and also 5 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters we got 3 stocks. Bearish trade setup for hourly income trade and entry time frame zones are 5 minutes supply zones. Out of these 3, any high probability trade setup supported zones available, let us identify. First one is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. One stock is filtered. So this 5-minute supply zone overlapped with 15-minute supply zone. 15-minute trend is downtrend. Let's verify if that 15-minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So not having EMA. So let's verify LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. So first one is enabled, next 5 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all three filters, we got only one stock. This 5-minute supply zone overlapped with 15-minute supply zone. Both together overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. But 75-minute trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA does not give any advantage. Okay, this is about a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. So we have completed all the income trade reports. Next, we will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, and also weekly and above time frame we will verify price closed inside the demand and supply zones. Also we will filter with EMA confluence from quarterly time frame to weekly time frame. Starting with the yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, one stock is filtered. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next time frame is half yearly. Stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Near half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Okay, next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, also we got 2 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 10 stocks. Let's further filter based on quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. So we got 5 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 16 stocks. Out of these 16, let us further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. We got 2 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, we got 18 stocks. We can further filter this list based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. So we got 7 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone, We got a big list. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 44 stocks. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is come down to 14 stocks. So this is about monthly time frame. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 18 stocks we got. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 13 stocks. We can further filter this list based on EMA Confluence. So EMA Confluence at weekly time frame, checking weekly demand zone with weekly EMA, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So we got 5 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 72 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zones having weekly EMA Confluence. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. Can be up or down. Now the list is come down to 16 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 16 stocks are filtered. This is about weekly time frame. Next time frame is daily, already generated in the beginning of the report. So I'm moving on to the next time frame, 125 minutes. For 125 minutes, stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 75 minutes, already generated in the beginning of the report. So I'm moving on to the next time frame, 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 13 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. We got 11 stocks. So we have completed stocks near demand and supply zones. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.